And they fought really, really hard to get that video thrown out. And I know if they appeal, that will definitely be a part of it. Because it's been so much emphasis placed on that video. That was 10 years ago. J Mac, they don't care. Yes, he'll get credit for time served. He's been in for a year. They should not be allowed to play it all those times another appeal when Mark Oliver said even if he did horrible ish, if it's not why he's in court, why can they just add up ugly ish he's done? Because the guidelines allow for certain enhancements, or you have where they go upwards, do a upward departure, or they do a downward departure. And so when it's enhanced, of course, you have your guidelines based on your specific circumstances, and then you'll have the numbers. And then what will happen is your basic, that's your base. And what the government did is they're going to try to go upward from that base. And what the defense is going to do, they're going to say the base is 21 or whatever they're saying the base is, because I think the court just said it's 27. So if that's the base, then they're going to try to go downward and try to get some mitigating circumstances in order to go downward from the guidelines, from the recommendation. Chuck Berry in 1961 was convicted of the Mann Act violation transporting an underage girl for immoral purposes and sentenced to 5 years in prison and a fine, though he served 20 months after a second trial. Thank you so much for the historical facts, King Divine. Thank you so much. They are recommended 70 months, the probation department or the pretrial services. 70 months on the low ends. Hmm. So this is the thing about this. So I didn't personally like some of the way that Agnifilo did his closing, but they said that he captured the juror. So it don't matter what I think. But he talked sometime, in my opinion, it felt like it wasn't, it's like how we're talking. Anything might come out of my mouth. It's not rehearsed. It's not, it was like he was shooting from the hip. And when you shoot from the hip, you may say things or say things in a way of which you may not have should have said it. So because of that, the government was taking copious notes, and they made sure that if he said certain things, they will write it down and they will use it against him. Don't attorney said this. So they said their own attorney said he was violent. I mean, we all saw it from the video. So I think they felt like they had to get ahead of it. And they couldn't deny it, obviously, but perhaps they shouldn't have just said he was violent or whatever they said. Because what happened is they're using it against them, and they used it against him in when he was trying to get out on bail pending the sentence. They used it against him. So it looks like now that is being brought up again. AUSA Slavic said the video from the LA hotel was played many times at trial and it never got easier. As to Jane, he punched her, he slapped her a little over a year ago when he knew he was under federal investigation. At trial, they said they owned the violence. Admitting to violence in front of the jury as part of a trial strategy is not accountability. Freak offs were extended performances of sexual degradation and humiliation. Cassie and Jane did not want to have sex with strangers. He made them do it. I just don't agree with that. That's the part I just don't agree with. Cassie said she did it because she loved him and she knew that's what he wanted. Jane said she did it because she wanted to please her partner. When the bottom line to me, AKA, is I did what he wanted because I wanted to be with him, and this was a part of the package if I wanted to be with him. So I was willing to do this because I wanted to please him because I wanted to be his girl. Now, so the government is saying They really didn't want to do it because they just did it, I guess, for him, is what they're trying to say. Nelly said they can't make up their own definition. King Divine said, but Cassie said plenty of times she was having freak offs without Diddy, and sometimes she did it when she was with Kid Cudi. Did she, King Divine? I missed that part. I didn't know that. Kashawn said, I just looked it up. Usually for pleading to Diddy's charges, that's at least 2 years for one count. Diddy was convicted of 2 charges and didn't plead. He probably will get 6 to 11. Well, most of the time it doesn't run consecutive, it runs concurrently. So even if he gets that for each count, if it runs concurrently, then it's just like you just doing one count, if that makes sense. Like you're serving both counts at the same time. And it's typically concurrent. I think you have to give a reason why you try to do a consecutive, because consecutive will really keep them in there for a minute. I don't even think the government is asking for that. Cassie also said it became like a job that she didn't like, but did she tell him that though? She just said when she was talking, and that was part of the conversation we had during the trial. The premise of this is nobody will want to have these type of relations when they got mouth sores. Nobody will want anybody to have these type of relations when they say they got UTIs and in pain. So they felt like once she related to him, he should have known, he should have cared about them enough to be like, all right, we gonna chill out, we're not gonna do it. So there was never testimony that I recall of which they advised him that they really didn't want to do it. It was a couple of times where she said she didn't feel like doing it. And he was like, okay, I think it was with Jane. They ended up going around having movie night and all this stuff, I guess, in New York and hung out. She wanted to be a girlfriend. That was the issue with Jane. I think Jane wanted to be a girlfriend. And so she wanted to pull away from probably what she was doing to get him. So she wanted to pull away from that and get more into a girlfriend realm. And so when he said, okay, we won't do the hotel night, and then they ended up doing it a day or two later, they were considering that like they didn't want to do it. So it wasn't really a unequivocal no. And he's like, I'm going to make you do it. That wasn't proven. A lot of this stuff was just inferences that someone with a UTI is not going to want to do it. Someone who loves their boyfriend is not going to want to share with other people. Someone It's all these inferences that are coming from that. Them saying, "No, I didn't like it. I didn't really want to do it." Do you think Jane was going to get up there and say, "Yeah, I like some stranger coming to do whatever," when we know, according to the testimony, she actually tried to hook up with him, and I think she may have outside of Diddy. So Busy B said they like the life that came with it. And some people are willing to sacrifice certain things for that lifestyle. And some of us is like, hell no, no, I'm not doing that. So, anyways, ooh, the government said he had an escort urinate in Cassie's mouth until she choked. Her victim impact statement makes clear that she still has nightmares and flashbacks and the scars on her body. Jane's text makes clear her anguish and trauma. Mia says she got PTSD and anxiety. Deontay Nash said he was caused lasting damage. You guys know Deontay Nash has done an interview. I believe it dropped about 24 hours ago, of which he sat down with someone and he said he was suing. He has a lawsuit against Diddy, which is interesting because I believe he said on the stand he wasn't going to sue Diddy, but he does have a lawsuit now against Diddy. Capricorn Clark says he blacklisted her once she spoke up. Chef Jordan Atkinson wrote how she was impacted. It was real and serious. He downplays the abuse, calling it, quote, rare, but it was not rare. Cassie's testimony was that he was violent with her at any time. It was not mutual. You saw no photos of the defendant with injuries. So they're saying Diddy ain't produced NAM video, picture, screenshot of him having bruises or any type of scars or scratches or anything, even though he said they used to fight each other. So again, if you're just coming in, this is the government. They're doing their last appeal to the court to try to get Diddy sentenced to the highest maximum that they could conjure up by looking through every book, every case law that's out there. They was on Lexus, Westlaw, Google, Chat GPT. They were over there looking at cases in different courtrooms in order to justify giving him a whole lot of time. So although he is not going to be doing the RICO time or the sex trafficking time, which had a life sentence attached to it, they are trying to make sure he gets the maximum available under the law. And they hope that the judge is going to agree with them. Andrew said, well, they may have a point there about the bruises. Hmm. Do we have to wait till after lunch for the sentencing? You might, because we're just on the government, and I don't even know if after the fact they're gonna I don't know how the court is conducting, how the judge is conducting his courtroom, but there are people that are going to talk as well. That's why I told y'all we're gonna be here for a couple minutes. Asking for 11 years is consecutive since it's 10 years per charge. I don't know. Thank you, Angelique, so much. I appreciate you. J Max said, Diddy, get those appeals ready. You're going to need it. Oh, y'all arguing in the chat. Listen, you guys relax. They do videos. Who knew asked about the video? Yes, that's not unheard of. I talked about it earlier how I was there for the Tory Lanez trial and they had a video as well. The government says he blames doctors for prescriptions. He pretends he is the victim. He hasn't accepted responsibility for his criminal conduct. The information provided to his expert was incomplete. He will pose a danger at any age. He choked Jane at 54 years old. So, for those that don't recall, Jane alleges that they had an altercation last year, right? Few months before he was arrested, of which he came down there. He was at her house, I believe, and she was accusing him of messing with somebody. And they like called someone on FaceTime and everything to try to confirm that he was not with someone else. Like he called someone to confirm that. She got mad at him. She took his head and bust his head up against the counter, and it was a big altercation. So all of this was after, and this is what the defense was trying to point to the jury, is that they had never had any physical violence ever in their relationship. She never testified to that. She only heard about physical violence when Cassie came out with her lawsuit. So they feel like she came out with this whole physical violence situation because she was setting herself up to get her payday too. So that's kind of the direction that the defense went. Prostitution causes other problems. It happens out of public view. General deterrence is needed. Send a message to all victims and to the public that this defendant's crimes are serious. You can encourage or discourage abusers. So they want him to send a message. Yeah, I did see that see through where she said, Pam, did you catch Cassie's letter where she state Diddy been abusing her since 19 but testified to a different age during trial? Yes, I did catch that. I read it. I don't think I read it on any of the lies, but there were a few things that were contradictory from what she testified to. So at 19, she was still with Lindsay at that time. So that was the person who was her producer, who she was with. She was in New York modeling, according to him. She was in New York modeling and he met her in a club. They start dating. She said she wanted to do some song for her mom for her birthday. He was like, yeah, I'm a producer, blah, blah, blah. They go to the studio. He basically said he laid down most of the track without her because she wanted to party and hang out because she was in New York. So she did a lot of that. She was on billboards at this time. Apparently, she was a very accomplished model at a young age. And she was on billboards over there in Times Square, and they had this record that he had produced, and she came to Tommy Mottola. I guess he was working with him, and they she was coming to pick up this CD that they put down to give to her mom for her birthday at Tommy Mottola's office. Tommy Mottola, y'all know. He looked at her and was like, "Oh, girl, you cute." That's probably really what happened. But anyway, he was like, "Oh, so you're an artist? Let me see. Let me see." So he plays it and he was like, "Oh, this is good. You got talent." And he basically told him, "Hey, if you don't sign her, I am." So that's when he started a whole record label and he was going around shopping at different clubs trying to play the music because he said he wanted it to be rinse, like just repeat, repeat, repeat. Then he knew somebody at MySpace, and the person at MySpace basically just put it in the algorithm where you had to almost click her video every time. So she blew up on MySpace. And so while he was shopping it around, he ended up doing a deal with Bad Boy. So she was with him in the beginning. So apparently at her 20th birthday or 21st birthday, one of them, there was a party that she had and he kissed her in the bathroom, and then that's when she went and told people like, oh my gosh, he kissed me and da 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 da. And then later on, I think on the yacht, she testified that they had their first time. So there's that, just for a quick recap. They're taking a break. Jesus. At least 135 months are necessary. The judge said, let's take a break. So they're on a break right now. Thank you so much, See Through, for the super chat. I appreciate that. She met Diddy at that birthday party. I don't think that's accurate. The reason why I don't think that's accurate is because you saying like met for the first time, or you saying they met up at that birthday party? Because we have the videos, they're still on YouTube, the first time that he brought Cassie to meet with Bad Boy and all the executives. And that was why she was still dating the guy that don't really talk. He don't really say anything. Yeah, that's what we was talking about, Mars. We were talking about Mr. Leslie. Toria said the judge has to. Black people stand no chance in a white man government. That's from Classy. Yeah, King Divine, we talked about this yesterday, but there is a small slither of an exception. And then apparently the judge said, which seems like it makes it subterfuge, as we'll say. It makes like it's no point to it if there's a whole nother rule that the judge still can use to do the same thing. Because that's what he said. Like he can still do it under some other rule. I don't know. But yeah, we went over this yesterday. The U.S. Sentencing Commission passed an amendment 826 to 826 to the federal sentencing guidelines that prohibits federal judge from using conduct underlying an acquittal to increase the defendant. Yes, we talked about that on our sentencing eve yesterday. Did you gave me a super chat? Let me see. I got it. Oh, okay. Thank you for the super chat. The speaking engagement was noted in a reference letter for Diddy from a prison reform program. He was trying to show that he has plans to change. Oh, that ain't even that deep. Okay. Because I went over the letters, but I didn't read all of them. Thank you so much for doing your due diligence and research. I appreciate you. You are a star intellect. If I had some type of a sticker, I would give it to you. I would. So what she's saying is that apparently out of the character letters that was mentioned that he's gonna come and act, but why would they say next week? Like, still didn't have to say next week. I mean, let me see something. See if I can find that letter. Uh, It just sounded bad to say next week. I get what you're saying, and I'm picking up what he was trying to put down, but it just sounds a little, like, bro, you really feeling yourself, ain't you? You think you about to get out? Right along with Mia. I got so many things. I don't even know what I did with that letter. I have to look it back up. Okay, is this it? I'm trying to look up what you're talking about so we can go over it. Let's see. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me. All right. So these were the letters. So the first one we had Gina. Can you tell me which one it was? That's a hairstylist, so it's probably not her. Is it this one? This one. I'm assuming it's this one. It's reentry from Giovanni Saris. I am the founder and executive director of Reentry One Inc., a nonprofit organization based in Miami, Florida, dedicated to reducing recidivism and strengthening public safety by providing comprehensive reentry services to currently incarcerated individuals, returning citizens, and marginalized communities throughout South Florida and beyond. RE Entry One Inc. currently partners with multiple correctional agencies and community organizations with the GEO Group Inc. We deliver in prison mentorship and life skills programs at South Bay Correctional Facility, serving more than 500 individuals annually through our partnership with the Federal Bureau of Prisons, including Federal Correctional Institution Miami. We provide employability, life skills, and entrepreneurship programs that reach diverse populations of men for reentry. Our relationship with the warden at FCI has enabled us to establish monthly programming that directly supports reentry planning. We also maintain collaborations with the Florida Department of Correction Okay, you guys do a whole lot here. Let's see. Oh, there it goes. Mr. Combs has scheduled the following teaching engagements: Miami Northwork Release Center, Monday, October 6th. Sprouting to Success, October 14th. North Day Regional Library, Miami Gardens, October 17th. Little Haiti Cultural Arts Center, October 17th. South Bay Correctional Facility, October 23rd at 10 a.m. Rights Restoration and Expungement Fair, Saturday, October 20th. Why you couldn't just put to be determined on all of them? He has promised to do A, B, C, D, and E and put to be determined. Why would you put that you gonna be there Monday? See, Diddy. Y'all hit that like button for all this stress that this letter just rendered onto me. All right. Anyways, whatever. 'Cause a narcissist is not a criminal. Mars said that hurts. Mars said, I'm so stressed right now. Why? Okay, let me put on my defense attorney hat real quick. Let me figure out why they felt this was a good idea. Perhaps they were trying to relay that he is ready to immediately start proving himself to be a better person and a person that is going to help the community as soon as he gets out. But the problem that I have with that logic is that he was helping people before. That has never been his issue. He had a whole school. He had like 3 schools. He raised money. He did the vote or die. He had people get out and vote. He did free concerts. So that was never really an issue. But I guess because it's related to criminal and how you're trying to help people. All right. You say yes, this is the logic. Okay. All right. You said how long before the sentence and my students are on? Oh, it's gonna be here for a while. I told you all it's gonna be a minute. It's definitely gonna be a minute. Cause we're the government is just talk. They just got done. I don't even know if they're done. They were just talking, and the other side gets to talk too. So we'll see. So we already what on 2 hours? Okay, they're back. So let's. Yeah, there's the evidence. Somebody said Where's the proof? The government just can't say that. They need proof. Well, there's your proof. Okay, there's your authority, that letter right there. Thank you so much for pointing me in that direction. I appreciate it. At 11:51 a.m., they came back, and it's Combs' lawyer, Driscoll. Driscoll said, "I'm grateful, Your Honor, to you being so permissive with the microphone for us today. I'm going to talk about sentencing disparities. A blind reliance on the guidelines can create disparities." So I guess Driscoll's going to talk about how this is just a recommendation in these guidelines, and you can kind of, tweak it how you want to, Judge, but tweak it in our favor. So Driscoll said the DOJ has long said that Mann Act prosecution should focus on the commercial cases. Sean Combs did not make a penny from this. The Jordan case, it is not comparable. He served 8 years in Cuba for sex crimes. That was his second chance. I mean, the judge already agreed to that, but I get it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Diddy's lawyers are not going to be able to change the judge's mind. That is from TJ. He hopes you're wrong. He's over there praying right now. He's praying right now. I don't get why the disrespect is happening. Who is disrespecting? Is people being respectful up in here? Okay, wait a minute. My sister said people calling names. Hold up, hold up. Shanji. Why does he praying to the same person you praying to? What you mean is he praying to Satan? Just y'all just be saying anything sometimes. Damn. I started out apologizing, and I see I'm gonna have to take that back. So Driscoll is talking now, and he further says Jordan made $1.4 million. Do you know who say he meant to say how? Do you know how many sex acts that is? He had over 100 clients. Mr. Combs' offense is nothing like that. 3 of Jordan's victims reported unwanted sex. One was raped after being drugged. And mind you, the defense asked that 4 of their attorneys be allowed to talk at 15 minutes apiece. So yeah, y'all gonna be here for a minute. So order your DoorDash, your Uber Eats. Yeah. Keyshawn said the appellate lawyer is about to prove her worth today. It is. It's a lot of theater. It is. It's a lot of performative going on here because he definitely knows what he's gonna do. Tanya just made rice and sweet and sour chicken. So if you guys are hungry, go over there to Tanya's house. She's over there cooking right now. Jam, thank you so much for listening to us while you are working. I appreciate that. Mhm. You guys can block people. Hello. Hello. Is this thing on? Where are all of my mods at? You guys can block people if they're being disrespectful. I don't really care. That's probably why it's taking me so long to get to 40,000 because I got about 20,000 blocks as we speak. If you feel Why is that the breaking news though? Sean Combs on the Shade Room. Sean Combs has booked speaking engagements in Miami for next week. They got that as breaking news. And somebody said based on how the judge is talking, he might want to start canceling those engagements. Oh gosh. Okay. EZQ Universe said, I preach positivity. Diddy will get time served. See, that's who Diddy wants. He wants y'all to put the energy in the atmosphere so that he can go to his engagements next week because he's already booked for the entire month of October the way it looks. I do. I Queen Shadina, I really have a lot of people blocked. I was looking on there like some people I blocked and they're like, I tried to give you a super chat and they send me screenshots in my DMs. I'm like, oh honey, you're probably blocked. You probably pissed me off or something that day. And I'll never go back to change my mind. That's probably what happened. Yeah, sentencing can be long, especially in situations like this where both sides. But like you said, like many of you guys have already surmised, he knows what he's gonna do. A lot of this is performative. You have the right to present and argue and create a record. So when the defense team does not like the sentencing, they're gonna appeal immediately. So wait a minute, hold on. I think Donald Trump is calling. Wait a minute. Just joking. Thank you, Southern Belle, for being a member, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. You are appreciated. For real, what if they stopped it like on the lunch break and was like, we have an update. Donald Trump has just signed a pardon and Diddy is going home. What would you guys do? How would you guys react? I'm not in the courtroom, but I am an attorney and I can tell you that defense team is over there stressed out. I don't even have to be in there to see their faces. They are stressed right now. They know where this is going. Once the judge overruled all of their objections, they know where this is headed and it's not looking good. And he's paid them millions of dollars. They over there like, you guys said, how I was stressed about that letter with them engagements in it. That's how all of them look right now. That's how all of them look. No, they're not on break. Driscoll is up here talking right now, but it's just taking a minute for him to type, apparently. Because we still talking about the Jordan case making $1.4 million. That was 7 minutes ago. I cannot believe that man booked them engagements. I just can't. But I mean, I get what he was. I don't get it. I'm not even gonna try to make no excuses. I don't see the strategy in that at all. All they had to do was say he has made a vow to tentatively speak at these different places in order to aid us in, stopping recidivism and stopping the violence or whatever it was. Tentatively. That's all. But to literally you guys put this man on the calendar for Monday. Like Monday. What are we doing? I don't like that. TJ said the speaking engagements are the least of his concerns. No, it's a totality of the circumstances, what I'm saying. It wouldn't shock me if the judge didn't mention it. It's the because it kind of it shows a level of arrogance. Like things have always worked out for him when he's been in the criminal cases that he's been involved with. He did beat it, and things seem to work out for him. What happened with the whole case with Kid Cudi? Nothing. What happened when he went on trial about the power pounding of the girl in the face? Nothing. So it kind of it's the look of arrogance. Even if you had another motive or reasoning for it, it's the look of arrogance for me. Like who booked that? Did he do that over the phone or did his I blame my kids. Like my kids are the one that booked that. He didn't even know he was booked. He told them they could handle his book, so they did that out of optimism. That's what I would do. My kids are are just so have so much faith that justice will be served. So yeah. As Combs Driscoll Inner City has put up an extra about the case, which it covered on X for subscribers. Combs' sentencing thread continues below. So it looked like he didn't so they're just talking about that USB Dylan. So he got a subscribers if you guys are interested, of which you can get some extra, I guess, on the case. That's what it's looking like. So they're going on and on about Dylan right now. Have you guys hit the like button? He's stressing me out, y'all. I'm gonna need a swig today. I'm joking. I don't drink like that. Queen Brielle said we are just reading tweets and don't have a full discussion of what has been said while in the court. Okay, so Maria said it is just speaking in faith, positive talk, speak things in existence for his freedom. That's right. That's what he needs right now. The judge just isn't giving much optimism. That's all. All right. So now they're talking about another case. So let me pull it up. EZQ Universe said justice will be served eventually, even if the judge acts irrational. I love your positivity. Um, Driscoll is still speaking on behalf of Combs and said there is another case with 7 victims, no grouping enhancement applied. Defendant got 18 months, was released after 9 months. Then there's 18 CR 20376 from the Southern District of Florida. They generated $1.8 million and they got 15 months. So I guess he's using his time to show that, judge, you have the authority to only give him the 14 months that we're asking for. Coach Bay said, is it possible for Diddy to keep the speaking engagements either in person or video from prison? And can he earn monies based on his convictions by doing speaking engagements? Would that be legal? So I don't see how he can just do speaking engagements over a video visit. I'm not as familiar with federal, but I know statewide they only allow you certain. First of all, you don't even know the times of which they would give you to be able to do it. And there were times and dates. Sometimes it's only certain days that they allow you to do videos or even in-person visits. So how are you giving times and dates and you don't know? You're not giving times and dates, obviously not according to whatever schedule they give you, depending on your level that you are in prison. You're doing it on the guise of you're going to be free. But I get where you're going with this. This was very good analysis of you to say, well, perhaps he planned on doing it on video visit or something and or Zoom in prison. The problem is, like I said, is he doesn't know what his times would be and if they would even allow him to do it at any of these times, or even if he has the privileges or when he gets the privileges for it, if it's automatic, if he has to wait. He doesn't know if he's doing this based on the potential of going to prison. So that's why my suggestion was you should have just said tentatively, tentatively. This is what I plan on doing. So, when I get out, I'm not going to be idle. My plan is not to go see what Cabral and them are doing. I'm not going to pick up anybody and go have them go across state lines. Listen, I'll just watch some videos or something. I don't even plan on doing nothing. I don't win a whole year. I'm gonna be okay. But my focus is to help other people that are in these situations to be better people. And so I already have gave my word that tentatively I will be speaking at these. So you see what my life plan. It's not about focusing on these alleged victims or the people that's all over the internet and coming after them like people say that he's going to be harassing. I already have a blueprint. I'm already thinking ahead of how I'm going to be more beneficial to my community. So tentatively, this is one of many places that I am booked up. I'm not booked up to go and go take somebody over to Turks and Caicos. I'm not booked up to go take somebody over to some resort, some woman. I am booked up so that I can help my community and be an asset and a benefit because I realize that I have hurt my community and I have affected my community in a negative way and I want to turn around. And in order for you to see that I have a turner that I plan on turning this around, I have to show you proof and steps towards that direction. So this was just steps to prove towards that direction that I am going to do things differently when I get out. But to put actual, you never leave room for it to be interpreted in a different way. So, as you said, Coach Bay, the CEO, maybe Coach B, the CEO, maybe he's saying that he'll do it from prison. But the way it was presented in that letter, those were actual 10 a.m., 7:45. Like it sounds like, and you don't even know if you're gonna even have access at all to any of this stuff. So Tracy said Mike Tyson turned his life around. So I believe in redemption. I believe people saying you're not who you were 20 years ago. Most of you, I hope. I hope you've grown. I hope you have more discipline. I hope you have way more to lose so you're not doing the things that could lose what you have. So Driscoll said in the Johns case, the average sentence is 6.7 months. In this other case, the defendant texted the victim, I meant what I said about making a mold of your ussy. The rest of you ain't worth ish. The judge said, but there was no threat of violence in that case. Huh? Making a mold out of somebody's private part? Well, maybe he said it in, did you think he said it in a seductive way? I'm going to make a mold out of your private part. The rest of you ain't worth ish. The judge said that's not threats or violence in that case. So J Max said the judge is a lost cause appeal. Diddy also changed in his 50s, but yet here we are. Yep, he still had to reap what he sowed. Sometimes you don't know when those consequences are going to come. So, yeah. You said once you broke, you have no other choice but to turn it around. King Divine said rehabilitation and education, the most likely scenario where this would be permitted is if the speech is part of an approved rehabilitation, education, or peer mentorship program. Crystal, I'm with you on that one. She said, why not go home, sit down, and enjoy that family you claim you love so much? Now, I'm going to have to agree with you, Crystal. When you right, I'm with you. All right. I agree. I think you've lost years and time and moments that you can't get back. And so immediately you want to go. But this is what his mindset is. He's always on the move. He's always trying to create something else or do something. This is what we know Diddy to be. And so that part of him apparently is still there. But yeah, I agree. Thank you, Forever T, for gifting a membership. I appreciate it. You said maybe it's to teach his prison course. It could be, but the problem is that's assuming that you're out there. They gave different locations in that letter. One was a library, one of them was a cultural center. There's different places. It wasn't, I don't know. Let's see. Driscoll said Miss Slavic just blamed Mr. Combs for having a drug problem for 25 years. We think that is inappropriate. It is a mitigating factor. Let's talk about 13 CR 294, District of Oregon. The defendant paid for a session with the young girl. See docket 85. So they're just going over different cases to try to say, Judge, listen, let me give you some cases where they didn't get that much time that you're trying to give our client. So that's what Driscoll is doing right now. Oh yeah. You Tori, you already know, unless it's them and theirs, people don't believe in grace and mercy outside of them because they all think they're more special than the next person. That's what it is. If it was their son, he won't never do it again. I'll make sure he'll be in my house, Judge. I have my son in his bedroom. I'll make sure he don't do anything. Just don't give him 10 years. Give him probation. But they don't look at it like he has a mother, he's a father. They don't look at it like that at all. Nobody's taking that into consideration at all. They're like, no, he's victimized people for decades. Because all of these were older incidents, except for the one last year that they said happened with Jane. Remember, him and Cassie broke up in 2018. So, no, that's what they do. It's so liberating when you get to a point where you actually love your neighbor as yourself, because then their problem becomes your problem. Their issue becomes your issue. This is the community we used to have back in the day where you couldn't bring a boy home because your neighbor was snitching on you. Who's your company? They sit in the window and tell your mama everything that you do. The whole neighborhood were your babysitters. We're just not, we're so far away from that that people don't care about anybody but themselves. And it's until it happens to them. And I know that because I have people that contact me and they always feel like somebody was overcharged if it's their kid or their husband. They were overcharged, they were treated wrong, but they don't believe that is the same for other people. And it's the oddest thing. It's like, why do you think you're so special? Why do you think you're more special than the next person? If you deserve a second chance, then they deserve a second chance. All right, let's go. Driscoll says that defendant Riggs got 24 months. So now he comes up with another case of 24 months. It was more heinous than this case. 3553 sub A sub 6 says to avoid unwarranted sentencing disparities. I've read all 900 Mann Act cases available on Pacer. You've been working, Driscoll, but that's why you get paid the big bucks. You went through Pacer and put in all the statute and read all 900 cases on Pacer. His case is different. The judge says, next, who's next? Miss Westmoreland. She's my favorite. So Miss Westmoreland gets up and says, I want to focus on the inspiration Mr. Combs has given throughout his life and on the commitment he made while in the MDC. Mr. Combs was successful but he used it to help others. He touched many more lives than I can cover in the next few minutes. So now Westmoreland is up there giving her speech related to Sean Diddy Combs. Todd said judge ain't want to hear about them cases on paper. You know, that some of this, remember, he's typing what he can. So there's gonna be some missing pieces in between, guys. You said judge was like 900 cases next. No, I don't think it happened like that. But they did list a bunch of cases and they submitted them to the judge. But I think it's interesting. That means that they went way outside of their jurisdiction as well to see how other jurisdictions handle Mann Act cases and what the sentencing is. And I think they're trying to say it's very rare that under these type of circumstances that someone gets the time that they're trying to give Sean Combs. That was his point of him getting up and talking. Easy Universe said, despite the negative connotations, Diddy deserves a second chance. He is an inspiration to people in my part of New York. That's great. Thank you so much, Laversa, for the Cash App. I appreciate you. Probably gone. That was a while ago. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because everybody decided they wanted to call me. And this time is dedicated to the intellects. Everyone else must wait. Okay. So she's focusing on the inspiration. So she might be the one to play that video we were talking about. We'll see. I don't know. I don't like large caps unless you can't see. Now, if you have an impairment of some form of which all caps is best for you, then I don't have a problem with that. But when you Wow. But when you decide that you want to yell at me in the chat, that's what I look at it as, if you're yelling at me. So that's the issue that I have with all caps. Shelby said, thanks, Pam, for covering this live. I agree with you. We all deserve a second chance, but I also feel he deserves more time. Not the max, but more than the 1 year he already has served. Thank you, Shelby, for the super chat, and thank you so much for your comment. You see how she just said that without being all mean? She's entitled to her opinion. She said she thinks he should do more than a year. She does believe he deserves a second chance, but he needs to go to prison. That's what she said. He needs to go. And I could respect that's your opinion. Lisa said, okay, you're talking to somebody else. Nan said it's funny how many will celebrate a pastor for turning his life around who had a past, but when others seek the redemption, they are judged. And the church said, amen. Nance, that is so true. It's so much stuff going on in the church. I think Vicky Winans has her own church show, her church court show now, where she deals with things that happen in the church. Remember when James Fortune, for those that listen to gospel, James Fortune abused his wife and like hit her, I think, in the head with a bar stool. And it was all over the news. It was a big thing for a minute. And then immediately, I promise you, it was probably within 30 to 60 days, the gospel community came together and they did a redemption concert. He ain't even been to his first DV class. They did a whole redemption concert, and everybody, we're not going to throw you away, brother. Everyone makes some mistakes, brother. Everyone does this, brother. It's fine. And he hasn't really had I think he when the wife divorced him, and then he ended up remarrying, and we all didn't know he got remarried, but then he just popped up on Instagram or something with a whole wife and a kid. So let's go on to Miss Westmoreland. Many black owned labels. Mr. Combs had the audacity. It sent a message that you can do it. Clothing too. It was not just urban streetwear. It was upscale. It brought unity. It inspired change. You said Nicole got that country accent. I mean, she is from Georgia. Thank you, Angelique. You said celebrity worship is pagan worship. Okay, Angelique. Angelique got deep in this chat. Okay, sis. So I was given a second and became a better person. Hence, Diddy deserves a second chance. Really B said, question, do you think Whitehead took Diddy's class teaching him how to be a better business owner? No, because Whitehead is in prison. Diddy is being held over there at the MD, what is it called? The MDC? He's still over there in Brooklyn. That is true. We all deserve a chance, but we still have to face the consequences of our action. I agree. Diddy is a Diddy is a good man. That what Young Miami said. He just has some demons that needs to be dealt with seriously. The judge is really dragging this. Nah, that's them dragging it because they want to put on the whole show. You gonna allow us to put on a show? We putting on a show. This is our grand finale, baby. All right. In spirits, our community finally had a seat at the table, a voice, a real voice. Then there was revolt. They literally say she's sobbing. So she's over there. She's gotten emotional. Westmoreland got emotional. She says she sobs. S. Denise said, I will never think a man who kicks a woman like that is good. Never. Well, thank goodness you're not God. Thank you. God is not like man, because baby man will throw you away in a minute until it's done. Will throw you away in a minute until it comes to them. Then they want all the grace and mercy. How long should he get for buying a prostitute that wanted to come and do their job in another stage? We're about to find out. We are about to find out, guys. Eventually, after a few hours. We already been on here for 2 hours. We got some amens up in here. All right. She's probably trying to compose herself right now. She's composing herself. Well, King Divine, I agree with you to an extent. You said that why only God can judge you, not a made up judge. So when it comes to the sentencing, yep, it's the judge that actually judges you. Now, when it comes to your soul, eternal life, favor, loopholes, technicalities, whatever, God can do some things to take that away if it's too harsh. You can sometimes you gotta pray, Lord, don't take this whole consequence away, but can you just put a mattress under there? How about a trampoline so that when you fall, you can bounce back up? I don't want to fall and hit the floor and can't get back up never and be totally handicapped. So I know I have to face some type of consequences, but if you could lessen it just a tad so that I can totally get back up and do what you have really called me to do and to be do the purpose that you've called me to be, that would be appreciative. And that needs to be some people's prayer. You're gonna have consequences on some incidents. Sometimes you have full grace. Right now, he's asking for mercy because you didn't admit it to some things. So now you're asking that he be merciful. So that's the cushion that you're asking for. And God can place it on his heart. He can place it on the judge's heart. But I believe that the judge knows what he's gonna do. And he don't really care what folk talking about right now. But God is the ultimate judge, but we are still subject to the laws of the land while we're here on the earth. That's what they say. That's true. You talking right. Okay. See if Westmoreland got her tissues. Nope, she still hasn't said anything yet. You think they playing that video? EZQ Universe said Diddy will bounce back with the intervention of the Most High. Gina came to court, did she? TLC? Is that what we heard? Is that word on the curb that Gina came to the courts? Let's see. Let's see what we have here. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. This is Danielle's guitar lesson time. So let me see. All right, let me see what we have going on here. Goodness, she ain't said nothing yet. Hmm. There we go. 4 seconds ago. He's just trying to help. He opened 3 charter schools in neighborhoods where the schools were not good. The motto was Black excellence. The youth are our future. Mr. Combs personally inspired me. I went to an event in DC. Todd, don't do my girl Westmoreland like that. You know she's my fave. King Divine said white men do that all the time. Let black guys mess with their women. He hanging around the rich white folks. Got him twisted. No, Gina was never missing. See, you got to watch the video from last night. Gina was going, she was subpoenaed and prepared to testify. And then apparently the government was like, no, they didn't want her to testify. And it was because she said she was going to let them know that it was consensual, that she didn't believe that she was a victim. Oh, it's on the shade room. She look older? That's her? Why she
Richard right here.
shit? That's mm, that's her over there on the shade room. Yes, according to the shade room, Gina has showed up. But yeah, she was said that she was gonna testify. She wasn't anywhere. That's why when they captured her coming out of Whole Food or something in the parking lot, they're like, she's like, I didn't go anywhere. They made it seem like they couldn't find her or something on the internet. But it was literal. I don't know who put that out there to make it seem like, oh, she just ran or whatnot, because she was considered victim number three. She said that the government was trying to force her to say that she was a victim and she didn't feel like she was a victim. So, and she said, despite it, they kept trying to trick her and get her to say she's a victim, and they knew what she would testify to, and that's why they never contacted her to come testify. So, well, Gina was considered victim number three, so I guess it's a good. Maybe she's gonna talk. What y'all think? Maybe she's gonna talk too. Mr. Combs was there. He said, "Listen, everyone, I'm sorry. She's really feeling this. Westmoreland is really she probably learned her client at a deeper level than what we're seeing. Like spending all this time with you, start getting that's probably her family almost now at this point. Because you spend so much time together. And yeah, she seemed like she is really wow. He said, listen, everyone, I'm sorry. He said, don't be afraid to dream. Just remember to wake up and put actions behind your dreams. And then he said, don't forget to help others. And that changed my life. So she said Diddy has changed her life. She went to a couple of his events and it changed her life as well. What's wrong with my voice? What I do? You guys got to check me because sometimes I know sometimes I go to the left. I apologize in advance. I can't help it. Diddy is going to be an Instagram motivational speaker after this. That is from Kashan. Let's talk about it. Said Gina's giving, I was paid. Somebody was yelling at me, a lady 747. That's right. Check her. The narrative didn't align with her truth. Yeah, because apparently, I guess she went on Tasha K and said something different, but then she did take it back even before all of this happened, from my understanding. I haven't done much research on it, so I'm not speaking from a place of confidence right now. But I do believe that she took it back and said she was just mad at him. And she asked Tasha K not to air it, and she did it anyway. Mary Henry said, just a simple question. Nothing simple over here, Mary, but we'll talk about it anyway, sis. Is it really the goal of the federal government to put people in jail for prostitutes? Yes, it's a crime, but really? Are the resources expending for this really justified? It's a great question. You have to talk to your legislature. That's what she said, Shauna. She took it back, the Tasha K situation. Okay. What they do, Just Lisa? Why are they sick? Susan said Gina was jealous. I don't know, but I'm jealous of the fact that you guys give other people likes and don't give my video likes. So I'm gonna need you to hit that like button, okay? Shoot, I've been on here for 2 hours. I'm gonna have to stand up and stretch. Westmoreland goes on to say, Mr. Combs is just a man, and he's made some mistakes. He has flaws like we all do. But how many of us can say that we've helped so many lives? Countless lives. He's been in jail and he's remorseful. I spend every day speaking with him. That's what I said. She must spend a whole lot of time with him because this is really getting emotional for her. And you said, I'm not a doctor, so I won't diagnose anyone. Okay. Yes, soaring energy. Westmoreland is crying, according to Inner City Press. You said the Westmoreland last name is Old Georgia money. I don't know, but she's a great attorney. I know that. I know she can make her own money. You guys are moving too fast. I hope he hasn't enticed her. You know what, Kia? Don't do my girl Westmoreland like that. See, now I got to draw the line. I am totally biased when it comes to her. Don't you ever disrespect her like that. Ever, 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 ever in your life. You understand me? Don't play with Nicole like that. Go play with somebody else. Okay, go play with somebody else like that, but don't play with Nicole like that. Destiny said, "Our eyes appreciate your dramatic read." This is really how I read. Know how dramatic it is. The whole defense, according to Cedar L, is this whole defense is a PR stunt. I mean, well, we can say that about the government. Can we be fair? They putting on a whole show too. They didn't say we decline. We don't have anything to say. He fighting for sentencing. What you? He's trying to create a record, is what they're trying to do because they feel like I think they feel deep in their gut they're gonna have to appeal this. So yeah. hmm Is Westmoreland sitting down yet? Let's see. Westmoreland, she's very, very emotional. We can tell based on this, she's very, very emotional. She said he inspired her even before she knew him. And she said he's just a man with flaws. And she feels like he's done so much for the community, and the judge should take that into consideration. That's exactly why Spiro was even hired. Shapiro was even hired in this case was because there was an anticipation of appeal. And I think that was actually a good move to have an appellate counsel or the appellate counsel that's going to be handling your appeals to be sitting next to you during the whole trial. Had to be mighty expensive as well, but if you got it, you might as well. So let's go on. Let's see what else she has to say. In the MDC, Mr. Combs started asking people their dreams. That's how Free Game for Diddy was born. No one's done this in the MDC before. And the Inner City Press had to say, yeah, let me correct you. No, Yi Yi Chen taught Chinese in MDC, then got 15 years for fentanyl. Damn, Inner City. He is on one today. Okay. I gotta send him a donation because he is really on one today. He said, let me just let you know, because I'm a person that have covered trials over here at SDNY for decades. That's why I get to have my phone in here and tweet out what's happening. He says in the MDC, Yi Yi Chen taught Chinese, and he still got 15 years for fentanyl. So One thing inner city press is going to do is let you know that he is not new to this. He is true to this, and he's been doing this for a while. So, all of you people that's coming down here all of a sudden with this newfound interest in court cases, he runs from like courtroom to courtroom. When you look, it's cases you've never even really heard anybody talking about that may be a big case in New York, and he talks about them and he reports on them. And he is independent, so that's why he does rely on donations. So if you guys feel led, go ahead and donate. Soaring Energy said, I'm torn for the convictions. He should get less than a year in addition to time served. But I know all the other things he has done that will never see the light of day in court because the whites in. I don't know what that means at the end. You said he also does Eastern District. He is traveling, huh? Very good at what he does. Very, very good at what he does. And we appreciate him over here on this platform. He has kept us abreast as if we are there. So let's see what happens next. Is it time for lunch yet? Are y'all going to take a lunch break? Good morning. It's good afternoon over here. We've been here for a minute, Con and Jima, but good to see you. La said, all of you guys are new to court cases since Ernesto. Where did you get your information from? Please elaborate, La. Because that was a very conclusory statement with literally no information to back that up. Why do you feel that way about everybody over here? Certainly, I know you're not talking about me. But nonetheless, why do you think that? Mm-mm-mm. You don't think he likes Diddy? Y'all say everything is Sonya. You guys are so funny to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think Sylvia's live too, Busy Bee. I saw her on thank you, Yvette, for the super sticker. I saw her on X, like that she was live. So woo, Hood Mayor said, what has Puff done for the community? Promote liquor, buy fashion, politics, and misleading the youth. Well, they got a video that shows the opposite of that. Well, that may all be true. Two things can be true at the same time. But he has done good for the community as well. On top of what you're saying, he did promote liquor. That's true. Some people can say that's alcoholism. That's promoting that. Some people could think that way. Um, you know. And then Westmoreland said, there is no benefit to warehousing Mr. Combs in prison. Thank you, Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele said, we wanted his children to come up, then show the video. Please come forward. My name is Quincy Brown. He's my father. Oh, I know. Al B. Shore is over there hitting the air. He is probably mad right now because Al B. Shore does not like no bit of this. He thought this was going to be his time to get that child back. I got time today. Said for those who has not sinned, throw the first stone, is what the Bible says. Okay. Hit us with scripture. So are they just gonna introduce themselves and then they're gonna play the video? We're gonna play this video. I think Inner City had the video too. Oh, Quincy's talking. Quincy said he is transformed. He will not jeopardize his freedom again. As his children, we wish to heal together. Next, my name is Justin Combs. I ask you, give my father a second chance. My father is my superhero. My father always told me to believe in God. Okay. Good morning or afternoon. We're in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Mom's the boss. Yeah, this is very emotional because at the end of the day, it and I said this before, it just seems like people aren't even putting his kids in the equation. Like people hate him so much based on what people have said about their experiences years ago that they felt like he never had to face consequences for, that they don't like realize he does have kids. Then you have some people that's like, you should have thought about your kids before you did some of the things you were accused of. But again, that was years ago. So I feel like a lot of people aren't even taking that into consideration because you can be a horrible partner, spouse, and be a decent father. Now, again, on another lie somebody told, tried to come against what his parenting was. I don't know none of these people, and most of you don't either. We all know what we see in the media. That's it. And before social media, we saw magazines and we saw what was on MTV or BET. So we don't really know these people personally, but what we do know is that he raised a kid that was not biologically his, and you wouldn't know that unless or until his dad was really coming out talking about it. Yeah, it was old. It was old. And again, it doesn't take away from the violence that occurred in the video, but it was years ago. But the judge didn't care about that because that's what they brought up during the bail hearing. Justin said, I talk to my father every day, every other hour. Next, I'm Christian Combs. I am the one who most resembles my pops, my mannerism. My whole life, I studied my dad up and down. He does look just like his dad. He is the greatest man in the world, my superhero. Diddy got to be over there crying. It's kind of touching when your kids look at you in that fashion. When they actually can articulate what you mean to them. Sometimes they don't realize it until it's late. Either you're in a situation like this where they may be taken from you, there's a sickness, disease, or infirmity or death, but to actually hear it while you're alive, to hear it, he has to be getting emotional. I'll be over there like, thank you, baby. I don't doubt his kids love him. I cried when my son said his ABC. You know what? I'm not doing this with y'all. The statement I'm going to make is neither here nor there, but I've been totally convinced from the beginning that Cassie was sent to take Diddy down. That is from Blue Lotus Blooming. That's your opinion, and you said it so respectfully, and I appreciate the respect. You didn't have to name call, you didn't have to cuss, none of that. Honey say that said he had kids while he was out here wilding. I said that. I addressed
Isn't
that.
she wonderful?
But sometimes when you actually, so you have to look at it when Kim died, now you are the only parent to, like you said, four of your kids. And now you don't just have you where you get to go out and just be a breadwinner. You have to also be the nurturer. You have to go to plays. You have to go to parent teacher conference. You have to go to doctor's office. And I'm not saying that he does it all by himself and he doesn't have a nanny. We all know Kim's best friends help with the twins. So I'm not saying that, but I do think that it would make him step up more where now you got to be more hands-on than what you were required to do before. So there may have been somewhat of a change because remember he went through the love era. We don't know how Kim's death affected him. Some people's death does affect you like that. Yeah, Mars said I believe it. Death will change you. Death of a loved one will change you. You have a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas, and woulda, couldas, and why didn't I? And yeah. Christian Combs said he told me to treat women like a queen, and I do. I see in his eyes as his twin that he has changed. I don't know, Christian. I don't know. That's pretty quick, but I get where you're going with it. Look at somebody gonna put that doggone 50 cent me. The internet is wild. Okay. Next, my name is Jessie Combs, and I'm 18 years old. And she cries. Oh Lord, that would have just done it for me. That would have took me out. See, I can't be a judge. The babies. My name is Jessie Combs, and I'm 18 years old. And she started crying. When my mother died, I was just a little girl. I remember my dad sitting us down. Oh, I can't. This a lot. It's a lot for me. So she's gonna discuss her mommy passing away. Rest in peace, Kim Porter. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I read that at the beginning of the live. Shanika, I'm a little punk. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Jam says, see, that don't affect me. Okay. I'm a little punk. So I almost cried one time when I had a client who was playing, and I wanted to go to trial so bad because I thought we could beat it. And she played, she had never done anything a day in her life, ever. And she was probably around late 50s or something when all this was happening. And I just knew I could beat that joint. But again, when they offering you something nice and smooth where you can get out and you know what your time is, instead of doing 5 years, you could do 9 months. And when that judge handed down that sentence, I almost lost it. Do you hear me? I was like trying not to. I'm like, why am I? What is going? I mean, I knew her too, like newer, and so I had the little tear came dripping down. And then I had a colleague in the back. He came up to me. He was like, "Don't you do it? Get yourself together. You can't be doing that." I was like, I was on my verge of losing it. Her daughter came up and she had just got married and she was crying. And she was just like, oh no, my mama is my everything. That's my best friend. I was like, oh Jesus. People always think that defense attorneys is just like, oh, you just represent and you ain't got a heart. No, a lot of times we get to know our clients if you're a good one. And you get to know your client and you build a relationship. And that's why she is that lady is the reason why I don't represent people I really know or that I'm related to when it comes to criminal. When I did that, like civil, I don't have a problem with that. Usually we just trying to get a couple dollars. But when it comes to like criminal, the way I was almost lost it, I was like, yeah, girl, you can't do this. And it wasn't like it was my first sentencing or anything. It was bad. Let's go on. Jesse said it helped me survive when I just wanted my mom. Jesus. My name is Chance Combs, his daughter. He's changed. And she started crying. Sorry. He speaks with a clear mind. So the kids are saying they understand the difference. Their daddy, that was the drug addict, that they probably didn't even know was a drug addict, versus him being in jail right now, and how he speaks and how he articulates and how he's thinking and probably organization, all of that. So they're saying I see he speaks with a clear line. Next, my name is Delilah Combs. We watch our 2-year-old sister. She cannot grow up fatherless because y'all remember he just popped up 2 years ago with a kid like, I introduced to you love. We were like, what? Who is her mama? Where did that come from? So you said watch Diddy get out and become a pastor. I mean, it's only right. What are you talking about? Oh, Jesus. Diablita said, I feel bad for the kids, but he still needs to go to jail. They ain't doing nothing for y'all, huh? Nothing. Just nothing. Okay, you guys are a hard group. Your Honor, please let us move forward, not as a headline, but as a family. Judge says, thank you all. This is important for me to hear. He being nice so they can feel like what they said matter. We would like to show the movie here on X last night and here. So let me pull it up on X because I don't want to do his YouTube. Hold on. Let me go. Oh, did he take it down? Oh, here it go.
What you've given to the world, I don't think you know, man.
When my baby cries.
You gotta give her a bottle then. Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people. Like you live somewhere in people's heart. My nose fell off. No, my lip fell off. Thank you. You wear it? You inspire, you energize, and you've left that for the rest of the existence of this planet, man.
One thing about great producers is they make you want to do better and be better about what you do. And he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
From New York. I love New York. I love the city of New York. I love the children of New York. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to get my generation in the hip hop community behind us. They come through in a big way. And we wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City for health and education. We have a huge education crisis. And, you know, this is just a start. It's something we're going to be committed to. I'm going to be committed to for a lifetime. And it's no better way than taking it to the streets. It's a beautiful city running all around. The city's going to be painful. It's going to be rough. But, you know, if we get through it, then it'll show kids and everybody else that, you know, finish what you started and you can do anything you put your mind to. And y'all go to public school?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all running to raise money for your schools. So y'all get more books and computers and stuff like that. I just feel like it's important that us, you know, young adults of power, that we look out for y'all. We utilize our power to make sure y'all all right in the future. Put everything you can into your work, you know. Don't think the cool thing is not to do your work. Don't think the cool thing is to hang on the corner with your friends and to talk about stuff that ain't gonna protect your future.
What did you learn about him as a man who was taking up a new sport?
Well, you know, I was actually very impressed. You know, a lot of people think it's just a celebrity stunt, that he isn't serious about his running. He is as serious about his running, has been the last 9 weeks as a lot of these guys in the lead pack. I mean, he's really devoted and dedicated himself to running. You know, he's had some knee problems, and a lot of people don't think he's going to finish. He is going to finish, even if he has to do it on one leg, because he's raised a lot of money for kids' charities, and he's not going to let all those people down.
Let's go. We're going straight to the top, baby. Let's go is a constant reminder. Let's go. Boom. Live in the present. Sometimes, you know, you daydreaming. Sometimes, you know, Uncle Diddy got to hit you with let's go. Clap it up on the sideline. Let's get our energy right. Come on. To make sure that you pursuing your dream, that you staying focused. Let's go. Let's keep going forward. Let's go means let's be positive. Let's take it up another notch. Let's go spend time with our kids. Let's go. Let's give thanks to God. Let's go. You know, let's turn it up. Let's get in the vocal booth. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's go. You know, Let's understand what it's going to take to achieve that dream. So instead of talking about guns and the violence, I was always talking about a better life. Places we didn't go before, things we never wore, cars we never drove, houses we never lived in. I think I brought an aspiration to hip-hop. Tried to take it out of just being street. Our whole stuff was a fantasy and a dream that I always felt would come true.
I started out just like you guys. I come from New York. I grew up in Harlem. I used to have to wear a uniform every day. Had to get up early in the morning, had to travel to go to school. I worked hard, just like you guys are working. This country and this world we live in may have planned for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. Y'all are great. Y'all are kings. Y'all are queens. Y'all are leaders. I just got so excited because this is truly a dream come true for me. And I'm happy to say this is our third school we have opened. It's official. When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. What I want to do with my freedom is, make sure that I can make change.
And I found out that Mr. Sean Diddy Combs posted me on Instagram.
We met Sean Diddy Combs for the first time, and Sean gave Trey a $25,000 grant, which allowed us to open a physical store.
Revolt, as one of the only Black-owned networks, we have to own something. We have to have something that's ours. We have to have something that we can control our narrative, and we could speak about things that are important to us, and we could have a platform and a foundation to be free.
But I want to get advice from y'all. I want to not just have a one-way conversation.
We need a platform where they can put artists that are different, really different, that we can get a shot on other stations.
Working for Revolt TV and working for Diddy was absolutely life-changing. It was the best job I've ever had. I learned excellence through him.
I don't see another thing is truly changing. And I don't understand how we are the richest, most powerful country in the world, and it seems like we can't solve the problems within our own community.
African American communities are last. And the only people that are going to change that is us. We have to stand strong together, and we have to get to that change.
You will change the world.
I've been to hell,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna make it.
You want to make it, that's right. And I got something for you. Remember I told you I had a present for you?
Yeah. Ain't that pretty?
This is a heart, because you're my heart.
Oh,
All right?
okay,
You my heart.
okay.
May God bless you and keep you happy and keep you thinking positive. Everything's not going to be perfect at this time in life. And you good. You're a good person that understands reality. So we're gonna accentuate the positives in life. Because you're doing great, girl. You're doing great.
God knows.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing great. I want you to be happy about your life. You're doing great. We got a lot of living to do now. We got a lot of living to do. Don't have me come behind me. I'll be taking you everywhere. You be going everywhere.
Hang out together.
Okay, what's your
When
name?
you were a little boy,
Hi.
Jeannie Ned.
Okay, Jeannie.
Yeah, you just keep hanging in there.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm telling you right now, you did a great job. I'm wrapping my head around and meeting you, and also telling you did a great job at the same time.
That means
So
a lot.
pleasure to meet
That
you.
means a lot.
So I'd rather at the end of the day be the one standing there with you was the best person. You made us feel the best as a person. How old are you?
2.
How old are you? 2. You got a 2. That's 2.
My name is Pookie the Bird. Pookie.
Happy birthday. Washing hands. We're going to be shucking it up. Yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, God.
Today, God is the greatest. He blessed me and my girlfriend Kim in the world with 2 beautiful baby girls.
She sleep.
We have breaking news to tell you about now. Model and actress Kim Porter, who shares 3 children with Sean Diddy Combs, has been found dead.
She just loved me unconditionally, you know. She just loved me just for me. It's like the closest you could be like with a person.
I get to thinking about her, and I go to crying about her.
Today, now I'm a full-time dad, and I'm gonna be there for you through everything, all of y'all. Every Sunday, I gotta slow everything down and do the family ritual, get the family together, make sure the girls watching church.
There is a definition of grace that is more.
Pops, I love you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for inspiring. I've looked up to you and admired you outside of you just being my father, just you being just a great human being, a kind human being. I love how you inspire me to keep going, to never stop following my dreams, to always believe in myself.
See your foot, put in that middle part.
And I did it. I wanted to tell you how much I love you, how much I care for you. Thank you for being so supportive of me and my siblings' dreams, for always encouraging us to go for whatever we want. We love you and we take memories of you. So I thank you for everything you do for us, and your love more than your days.
I had to pick this trophy. I want the best person trophy. But I know in order for me to get into heaven, I'm not going to get in there, well, come on in heaven, you had 20 hit records. That don't mean nothing. And that's what this world is for. They're going to say, oh, come on in heaven, you was a nice person. I love you.
I love you so much.
I love you so much. Love you so much.
Hi, Daddy.
That didn't move y'all with the hi, Daddy. I thought that was cute. You guys are a hard group here. My goodness. Dang. Let's see if they should be done watching it as well. I'm gonna look at a couple y'all. One person got blocked and another person I timed out. Please do not put in that chat that man unalive Kim Porter. Do not do that. Read the room. We don't do that over here. If that is your opinion, that is fine, but don't put that opinion in my chat. Okay? Respectfully. And I will next, since I've said it, that's why I timed out the second person, because I was like, I didn't make that announcement. But now that I made this announcement, I will block you because that's not cool. So at 1:10, just 2 minutes ago, the video was over. The judge said, next. Who be speaking next? And the Reverend Dr. Johnson. So the man of God will be speaking now. Then the man from the reentry program. The one that put the whole itinerary on there. If you permit, the judge said, any more lawyers? He said, myself and then Mr. Donaldson. My gosh, we about to be here till tomorrow. Felicia said, judge ain't playing. Elite Leo said, people love to spread conspiracy theories. Don't be having a lick of evidence. I don't like the theory of because you're accused of one thing, you certainly did something else. I don't like that. Prove it. That's how I feel. So don't do that in my chat. There are other, I can give you some recommendations of channels that hate Diddy so much that they will let you say all of that and probably put it on the screen. And may give you a shout out because that's how much they can't stand him. But I'm not doing that over here to anybody. Not just Diddy, that's anybody. If you're that type of accusation is not something to just throw around like he stole somebody's peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So that's not cool. You said this judge ready to give his sentence and all this courtroom drama. Listen. Let's see. Let's see what we're doing here, guys. Let's see. We'll resume at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Jesus help us. They're coming back at 2, y'all. So I'm gonna leave this stream up and I'm gonna go eat. Okay. And you guys come back. All right. Just come back to the stream, and we'll continue where we left off. You said Crystal said Judge is there for the business, not the theatrics. You said they hungry. I'm hungry too. So I'm gonna go eat. You guys go grab a bite and make sure you come back here so that we can finish watching this. Okay, guys? Okay. All right. So according to this, Judge will resume at 2 p.m. All right. That is where we are. So we'll be back at 2 o'clock. See y'all in a minute.